Day 0. I'm a full-blown retard. Everyone's been telling me I was a full-blown retarded since I was about 5. I can't talk to people properly, I'm about as emotionally constrained as a lion, and my grades are either slightly below average at best to 40s at worst. I really am retarded. And everyone knew I was. Everyone made fun of me 'cause I was. My own parents hated me 'cause I was. I've never felt love, or acceptance, or the slightest bit of joy via human connection because of this. It always felt like nobody could love me, that I was incapable of being loved by anyone. That was, until I met her. Kawakami Aiko, the school's cultist who talks your ear off about her religion. The angels this, the angels that. Angels, angels, angels. It was all just about how the holy angels would save them if they joined her crazy cult. Everyone thought she was stupid for buying it, so they all picked on her like crazy. But she'd brush it off with a smile and continue her unwanted ranting. This in turns made everything worse. It went from odd glances in the hallways to people coding the chalkboard with every insult in the dictionary. Some even looked like they were in different languages. Sometimes, I'd see her pick out razors from her shoes while laughing about it like she was the one who put them there. Sometimes I'd see her laughing at the words written on her desk. Sometimes I'd see her sing songs after some kids purposefully trashed up the classroom when she was on cleaning duty to make the job 10x harder than it would be if she was just normal, like everyone else. I pitied her honestly, but I won't lie and say I didn't think she was kind of stupid for buying it too. I loved how stupid she was. After all, if you really believe in angels or salvation or any of that shit, you're retarded. Retarded like me. I'd find myself smiling when I saw her from across the classroom filled with noisy gossipers and preppy kids enjoying their unforgettable and unregrettable middle school years. Finally, I found someone I could connect with. I hadn't the courage to do anything but stare till high school, however. And as fate would have it, we sat next to each other that year. Utsuko. Hey, you. Aiko. Aiko. Oh, hello. You're Kurakawa-san, right? Would you like to talk to me about the holy angels? Utsuko. Yeah, I would. Tell me all about him. I've always wondered what angels were like. Her face lit up in an instant. I think there might have been some tears in her eyes too. She was the first person to genuinely smile at me. I befriended her simply out of pity that grew to a crippling degree after watching her for so long. Yet when we finally got close enough to touch, I felt a strange warmth in her hands. While walking home from school, the sunset shone beautifully on her dirty blonde hair. She'd laugh on and on about the end of the world and how this end would come as the sun set with her head poking right at the horizon line. I learned a lot from her. I've heard so much about this religion that you might as well consider me a member. She even gave me tons of trinkets and good luck charms from it too. Aiko. Here, take this. It's a charm that protects you at night. You know, since you've been having nightmares. It was a Teruterubuzu dressed as an angel. It was so childish I honestly couldn't help laughing. And when I did, she pouted at me. Aiko. What's so funny? I'm just trying to help. Utsuko. Haha, it's just such a childish gesture, I can't help but laugh. Aiko. But, I'm just trying to help, and the elders say that this would help, doesn't that make this more mature? Her eyes were watering up a bit. God damn it, my heart feels like it's being squeezed dry. Utsuko. Ah, sorry, I didn't mean to sound mean about it, it's just, shit, how'd I say this? Utsuko. Oh, outside, kids usually make these things called terutarubuzis to keep rain away, so your charm kind of reminded me of that. Utsuko. And it was kind of cute, so I laughed. Utsuko. I really wasn't trying to say your idea was stupid. I just. She looked at me with those big doe eyes she usually puts on when she's confused. Then, she smiles at me and laughs alongside me. Aiko. It's okay. And knowing it made you so happy makes it 20x more okay. Aiko. There's nothing more okay than you being okay after all. She smiled at me. It was cute. She was cute. She had a 2 or so missing teeth, but that honestly made her cuter. She's cute. I can't stop thinking about how cute she is. Damn. I think I've gone les. That's all I really think about while staring at the ceiling of my room as I hear my parents argue about what to do with me. I think about her holding me in my bed, whispering sweet nothings into my ears about heavenly angels watching over us, protecting us. I held onto my pillow and pretended it was her. Shit. I think I'm going crazy. And crazy in love with a cult girl doesn't sound good for you at all. You'll just end up joining her after all. Not that it sounds too bad. Maybe I should. I'm retarded after all, so I think I can buy whatever bullshit they preach at their sermons. When I wake up the next morning and head to school, Aiko asks me something. Aiko. Hello, can we talk on the rooftop? Holy shit, is this a love confession? I've been waiting so long for this. Maybe the holy angels are real. Kawakami Aiko, the school's freak, has fallen for me in the same, disgustingly creepy and obsessive way. I couldn't be happier. We walked together to the rooftop. In my head, I prepare 20 perfect responses to the perfect love confession. Aiko. Utsuko, there's something I must ask of you. Holy crap, here it is. I feel like I'm gonna keel over with anticipation. Aiko. We want you to die with us on the day of reckoning. Utsuko. What? Aiko. On July 20th, the world is set to end. Aiko. Humanity's karma will have finally built up and lead to the mass destruction of the world. Aiko. These last moments of hellfire, however, will allow for an opening to the heavenly angel's domain. One that can only be entered through death. Aiko. You already know this though, don't you, Utsuko? Aiko. For you are the only person who has ever listened to us. Aiko. The only person who has ever believed in our cause. Aiko. The only person outside who trusts in the heavenly angels. Therefore, you are permitted into their domain. Aiko. So, will you join us? Utsuko. There's so many things I have to say right now. They all scramble and blur, they overlap so much it makes it impossible to articulate even a kindergarten-level sentence. So, I just nod. She smiles when I do. Aiko. Great, we will be leaving next Sunday, we hope you will live up to your promise. She walks away, her hair brushing past me as she does. Well, guess I'm gonna die next weekend. Hooray. Day 1. I wake up, avoid brushing my teeth and avoid breakfast. My mom scolds me like crazy for doing both. I head to school and get picked on by the kids. I sucker punched one of them and got scolded by the teacher for doing just that. I skipped class to avoid getting bullied. I got caught and got scolded by one of the teachers. At lunch, I talked to Aiko, who seemed less Aiko than usual. She kept using we instead of I, like she usually does, and it feels like she's a bit more cult and a little less Aiko today. Utsuko. Hey, you keep saying we, but who are you talking about? Aiko. Aiko, myself, and the many other beings of light inhabiting our body. Utsuko. Oh. Utsuko. Wait, what? Aiko. There are many beings of light inhabiting Kawakami Aiko's body. About 222, including me and her. That sounds crazy, is what flashes in my mind, but honestly she's Aiko. She herself is crazy, and her having a split personality or being some sort of schizo made complete sense, in its own way. Utsuko. So, who are you? Aiko. Muko. Muko. I am the being that pushes Kawakami Aiko to pursue a happier life on the other side. I hope to do the same for you. Utsuko. Okay. What a scary thing to say to someone, good God. Utsuko. So, were you made to just die? Muko. Yes, but all life was. Utsuko. The hell's that supposed to mean? Muko. It means life was created just to die. Muko. There's no real meaning to life, simply the outcome to life. Muko. You are born, live a miserable life, then you die. Muko. In fact, we believe life to be something sort of a grand punishment from the heavenly angels themselves. Muko. This life is miserable and run by miserable people who spread misery around like a game of telephone. Muko. Misery is a contagion that eats away at your brain and humanity's collective brain as a punishment for Adam and Eve committing the first sin. Muko. We were all meant to be in the heavenly angels' domain, but because this sin was committed, humanity was banished to this plane of existence, this plane being contaminated by misery. Muko. This is why wars happen, this is why bullying is such a problem, this is why people abuse their children, their wives, even the sacred animals we once connected with so well, because people are infected by misery. Muko. There is no happiness to be found in life, only death. Muko. The meaning of life is to just die. Utsuko. She's fucking crazy, she honestly terrifies me. Albeit, Muko is a really pretty name with a really nice message. Kind of makes you think her parents wanted a bright future for her, and for her to always work towards that future. The harrowing fact that that future is in death sends chills up my spine. But, she's not lying when she says life is miserable. Maybe there is some sort of disease in the air that makes people hate themselves and each other so much. I honestly don't see a single real reason to live. When I get home, my mom scolds me for being late. Day 2. I wake up, have my routine scolding, and head off to school, where I am lectured and scolded for 6 hours straight. Today they lecture us on the future, makes sense since we're in our 3rd year of high school, but God do I hate it. People like me weren't made to have futures anyways, so what's the point? I think about Muko for a bit. Damn, I'm dying in a week anyways. What's the point of listening to this? I still mindlessly ask Muko what she wants to do in the future. She, obviously, laughs in my face. Muko. Haha, what a stupid question. Muko. Haven't I made it clear that the future is meaningless and that death is the only thing to look forward to? Muko. The concept of a future is a lie people tell themselves to avoid the truth that death is all the good they have awaiting them, how foolish. Muko. That's why I skip any and all classes talking about college. I advise you to do the same. Utsuko. As a kid, I wanted to be a mangaka. As an adult, I want to die. Utsuko. Yeah, you're right, shit makes me miserable anyways. Muko. It's because this world thrives off of misery. When I get home, my mom scolds me about not applying for colleges and I go to my room and cry. I'll be dead in a week anyways, it doesn't matter. Day 3. 4 more days till I die. Woo. I feel kind of depressed, though, so I skip the whole day with Muko. We stay silent for most of it. I think back to Aiko randomly. I ask her how she's doing. Muko. She's doing fine. She's looking forward to leaving with you. Utsuko. She better be. I wouldn't really have the courage to die if it wasn't for her. Muko. Really? Utsuko. Yeah, I always wanted to die but I was always really scared to actually do it. But, since Aiko's the only good thing in my life, I think if she died, this fear of death would die with her. Muko. That's good, we should inform the elders of this. I'm certain they'll praise her. I notice bruises on her arms, she probably doesn't receive praise. Utsuko. Utsuko. Hey, Muko, what are we going to do after we— Muko. Become one with the heavenly angels and the holy light. Muko. No more malice, no more hatred, no more misery. Muko. It'll be paradise. Utsuko. I hope it'll be. Utsuko. I don't want to die for nothing. Muko. Why phrase it like that if the both of us acknowledge there is no reason to live? Utsuko. I don't know. Muko. Exactly. When I go home, I think about my corny manga plot. It was about a girl who became a magical girl after the mascot tells her that she has special powers due to her mental disability, making her more special than just special needs special. She's led by this mascot to a base filled with special needs magical girls and befriends them. They stop monsters that were so painfully obvious vents about my shitty teachers, and encounter rival magical girls who want to use their powers to make a world of just magical girls and destroy the human world as we know it so all magical girls can be free and who they truly are, who I so obviously liked more than the protag. It was a B-grade corn fest that'd get a XX ed almost instantly, but I still went ahead and desperately searched for old art of it. God, my art was shit back then. I started to cry while reading some of the comics. I feel anxious when I go to sleep. Day 4. 3 more days. I'm getting kind of nervous. Muko accompanies me. I sat on the roof with Muko during lunch. For some strange reason, I have a mental breakdown. She comforts me. I cry into her chest as her hand brushes through my hair. They're calloused for sure, but still, it was a very comforting feeling. The most comfortable I've felt in my life. Utsuko. What would you do if you had a future? Muko. There's no such thing as the future. Utsuko. But like, hypothetically, what job would you want? Muko. I'd never work as a mindless slave. Utsuko. Then what would you do if you could live your life? Muko. Muko. We never thought of that. Utsuko. I see. Utsuko. Have you never thought of anything else but dying? Muko. Nope, why would we? We've lived preparing for death. Why think of anything else? Utsuko. Oh, that kinda sounds like it sucks. Muko. Why would it? It's what we were made to do after all. Utsuko. Just sounds kinda bumming, being told you're good for nothing but dying since you were born. Muko. Muko. It's supposed to be depressing, it makes it far easier to die. And it's better to be told the cold hard truth than to be lied to like everyone else, that's what the elders preach after all. I think back to all the times I've bluntly been called retarded and told I won't make it anywhere in life. That my drawings were stupid, that my dreams were stupid, that I wasn't smart enough to do anything. I supposed at that moment that, maybe all elders had that same logic. Utsuko. Damn. Is all I could say thinking about it. Utsuko. Guess that makes sense. We both aren't good for much besides dying anyways, so I guess there's no reason to hide that fact if you already know it. Muko. Exactly. Muko. Muko. What would you do? Utsuko. Utsuko. Do if what? Muko. If you were allowed a future? Utsuko. I'd become a mangaka. Muko. I see. Muko. I'm sure Aiko would have loved to see your manga. Utsuko. It wouldn't get picked up even if I was going to live anyways, it's stupid. Muko. Well, of course it is, but in this hypothetical reality, Aiko would have wanted to read it. She always liked your art and stories. Utsuko. Is Aiko in there? Muko. Aiko is always watching. Utsuko. Does Aiko love me? Muko. She does. Utsuko. I think I can throw away my future if she does. Utsuko. I'll make a good manga for her in heaven or whatever. Muko. She'd love that. Tears were rolling down Muko's cheek when she said that. Day 5. We skipped the whole day. Neither of us planned to do anything but die, so it wasn't worth it. I have panic attack. Muko comforts me through it. Utsuko. I don't. Utsuko. Scared, I don't. Muko. It's okay. We will be saved soon. Utsuko. Please don't go. Muko. Neither of us will. Not without you. I thought back to Aiko's charms. She always wanted to make me happy. Muko was doing just that too, in her own weird, nihilistic way. You claim there's nothing to life but misery, but you're still comforting me. You still want me to be happy. You're so weird, Muko. Day 6. July 19th, the day before our death date. Today Aiko was here. She walked up to me wearing a white summer dress. Aiko knocked on my door and told me about a bucket list she wanted to fill. Going to the beach was on that list. I hurriedly put on my swimsuit and left with her. Hanging out with her was on my bucket list. Aiko. Ready to go now? Utsuko. Yeah, I'm ready. We took the train and headed to the beach. There, we splashed and played like children, kicking sand up from underneath our feet and laughing as the waves tickled our feet and yelped at how cold it was. To think we were both dead by tomorrow is insane. By the end of the day, Aiko and I watched the sunset. Aiko. Utsuko, do you still want to die tomorrow? In all honesty, I never really put much thought into her proposal before, I just simply went along with it because I loved her. But, hearing this really put into perspective that I In all honesty, I want to live. I want to die. Utsuko. Yeah, probably. Why'd you ask? Aiko. I am not sure if I want to die anymore. Aiko. Today was fun. Really, really fun. Aiko. Promise me death will be just as fun, okay Utsuko? I hold her hand, it's shaking. Utsuko. Okay, Aiko. Day 7. Today is the day I die. Me and Muko went to the top of a tower. Looks like everyone in her cult were just going to towers and jumping off them. We were no exception. I stared down at the power lines below my feet. I felt dizzy. I should feel dizzy though. It'll make the fall easier. Muko. So, are you ready? Utsuko. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. Muko. Good. Muko. Then, shall we go? Utsuko. Yeah. She grabs my hand. It's shaking. We say our final farewells. Neither of us look each other in the eyes as we do. Muko. See you soon, Utsuko. Utsuko. See you, Muko. You too, Aiko. I take my final breath. I close my eyes. Thump. Muko End 1. The meaning of life is to just die. Yeah, I'm ready. Muko. Good. Muko. Then, shall we go? Utsuko. Yeah. She grabs my hand. It's shaking. We say our final farewells. Neither of us look each other in the eyes as we do. Muko. See you soon, Utsuko. Utsuko. See you, Muko. You too, Aiko. I take my final breath. I close my eyes. I let go of her hand. Thump. She falls flat on the floor. A pile of minced meat on the ground. I panic. I run away, call an ambulance, and pray for her safety at home. I don't think I ever prayed prior to that day. The next day, the school holds a funeral for her. She's dead. She's really, really dead. I don't feel like doing anything after that. I stopped going to school, just decided to drop out after that. My mom stopped scolding me too, looks like she realized I've got it rough as hell now. I never went to college, but I eventually moved out. My parents paid for the house for the most part, but I still needed a job. I spent a good few months haggling my parents for money while living off of Insta ramen. They eventually told me to get off my bum ass and get a job. I took whatever was hiring. Got a job at this fancy business place. I talk to people over the phone and get hung up on, yippee. I've never felt more miserable in my life. But I'm still alive, and the world still hasn't ended either. I should have gone with you, Muko. I feel so miserable. That's all I can think as I wake up the next day. Muko End 2. The meaning of life is to just suffer. I want to live. Utsuko. I don't know. I'll do it if you do it. Aiko. I don't know if I want to. Aiko. Today was fun. I don't want it to end. Utsuko. Does it have to? Aiko. The world will end tomorrow, it does. Utsuko. So, we die either way? Aiko. Aiko. I never thought of it that way. Utsuko. Then let's just do whatever we want till tomorrow morning. Aiko. I have to go back, the elders will be mad if I don't. Utsuko. Hey, they'll be dead by tomorrow anyways. Aiko. I guess you're right. Utsuko. You wanna fill out your bucket list? Aiko. I don't have much else on it. Utsuko. Well, that's good. We don't have much time to fill it. Utsuko. Anything else on there? Aiko. Sleeping in a bed. Aiko. I've always wondered what sleeping on a bed like the elders do instead of sleeping on the floor was like after all. Utsuko. You sleep on the floor? Aiko. To remind myself of how miserable life is meant to be. And how we are all shackled and chained to this plane. Aiko. The elders do a great job at making sure I never forget the happiness I strive for and the misery only living on this plane of existence could give. She has a lot of bruises on her. On her back, her wrists, her neck. She's horribly battered up. Damn, no wonder you want to die so bad. I'd be the same exact way. Utsuko. You wanna go to a hotel? Aiko. I'd love to. We go to a hotel cheap enough to accept a freshly 18-year-old high school student's allowance and sleep there. The bed isn't remarkably comfy, but it's comfy enough for her to squeal and kick her legs in the air like a kid. Aiko. So this is a bed. How incredible. Aiko. And to think, you and the elders have been able to sleep in these for so long. Eek, I feel like I'm already in the heavenly angel's domain. I could almost faint. Seeing her flail around on the bed, I took a good note of her back. Almost completely purple. Utsuko. You didn't get to do much as a kid, did you? Aiko. Was there really more to do than just praise the angels? Utsuko. Way more. Aiko. Like what? Utsuko. Like watching kids shows and drawing or whatever, I don't know. My childhood sucked too. Aiko. I see. Aiko. Put on one of those shows, I want to watch one before I die. Utsuko. Sure. I played an episode of a magical girl anime. It was pretty decently generic. The girls saw someone down, the bad guy manipulated their sadness and made a monster, and the girls saved the kid, then the kid talked things out, and everyone was happy in the end. For some reason, this sent her to tears. Utsuko. Did you like it? Aiko. It was beautiful. Utsuko. You wanna watch more episodes? Aiko. I think I could die happy if I could. We spent the whole night watching the anime until we eventually went to sleep. In the middle of the night, Aiko bothers me. Aiko. Utsuko? Utsuko. Aiko. What does it mean to live life? Utsuko. I dunno. Utsuko. Muko's pretty on point when she says it mainly sucks though. Aiko. But I liked that show. Aiko. And I liked sleeping in a bed. Aiko. And I liked you. Aiko. I'm not supposed to like things. They're all supposed to make me miserable because there is no good in this world. Utsuko. Well, I guess most things'll probably make you miserable, but there'll be some good things and things you like about life. Aiko. Why had I never had a single one until I met you? Utsuko. I think back to her bruised up body and her tears towards watching some generic kids show. The fact she never slept in a bed flashed through my mind too. And I know it might sound cheesy, but it really is all I could think of saying. Utsuko. Because you weren't living at all. Aiko. Aiko. I want to live then. Day 7. The next morning I found Aiko on the balcony. Her hair danced across the sunrise as if it were one of the clouds. Utsuko. Aiko. What are you? Aiko. I have to die. Utsuko. Aiko. I have to die, but I can't. Aiko. I can't, my body won't move, I'm stuck. Aiko. What did you do to us? It's Muko. Utsuko. Aiko doesn't want to die anymore, so that's why. Muko. But we have to. Utsuko. Why? Muko. Because everything will have meant nothing in the end. Muko. Our training will mean nothing in the end. Muko. Grueling hours of beatings and bashings and all those times the elders nearly killed us to prepare for death, all of it. Muko. So we must die. We must. There's no other way, we have to. Utsuko. I'm not an angel. I'm not a savior. I'm not the kind of person who's ever been good at helping people. I can't even help myself. But, still. Utsuko. Don't do it. Utsuko. Just, don't do it. I kneel to the floor and cry. Above me, stands Muko. She stares down at me, cold and lifeless. Utsuko. I wanna live too, you know. Utsuko. I wanna make a manga. And I want Aiko to read it. Utsuko. And I want to watch more Bokure and I wanna play at the beach more. I want her to sleep in a bed too. Utsuko. Please let her live. Utsuko. Please, don't kill yourself. Muko. You act like I have a choice. Muko. To live is to deny everything I've been through. Everything I've been taught. Muko. To live is to willingly choose to suffer for longer. Muko. And I refuse to keep living this miserable life, filled with nothing but torment and sorrow. Muko. I refuse. Utsuko. She said that, but for hours on end we just stood on that balcony, waiting for her to jump. Eventually, we both went inside. Day filled square filled square filled square. The next day, nothing happened. School went on as normal, and everyone went about their lives. I took Aiko to a police station, told them about her suicide attempt, so they sent Aiko to a mental ward, and I skipped the entire day on the rooftop thinking about her. Months go by, winter and fall pass by me like a breeze, and the fresh air of spring finally blooms and suffocates my lungs. I'm graduating today. I see Kawakami Aiko again after months. She looks dreadful. Her hair is far more tangled and frizzy than usual, her eyes are completely downcast, and it honestly looks like she's barely eaten in the months she's been gone. She walks up to me, with limp hands and a limp body seemingly forcing itself to move, and asks me a question in a hushed tone of voice. Aiko, are you still going to make that manga? Utsuko. Yeah, I will. Aiko ending 1. The meaning of life is to just live.